Hi, my name is Candace, and the article that I chose to talk about today is called I Hate Math, I Couldn't Learn It, and I Can't Teach It. So, this article talks a lot about how they surveyed college students that are in education departments going to be teachers, and how half of the students that they surveyed said that they didn't like math when they were growing up. They didn't like learning about it, and so they don't want to teach it. Which in elementary schools, a lot of the times teachers have to teach math no matter what. And so this article is just giving effective math instruction strategies for teachers to use in their classrooms. So one of the things they talked about was emphasizing skill development in the context of meaningful applications and real world situations to help the students grasp some sort of like relevance to the content that they're learning about. It also said that teachers need to focus on all of the students and aim to increase their math capabilities, whether they show talent or not in math, or whether they show interest or not in math. The teachers need to treat all of the students the same and focus on all of the students and trying to increase their math capabilities. Another thing that the article talked about was to use books, like textbooks, as a reference instead of a curriculum director. So, what that means is in classrooms, when the teachers are trying to teach a concept, instead of assigning book work, or instead of having the students open up their books to page blah 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 and read over this section so that you know how to do this problem. Instead of doing that, they say to have a hands-on exercise for the students to do that helps them better understand the material, and that way if they're working hands-on on something, then they can remember it better when they're actually doing it, instead of just having a pencil or paper out and just writing down a ton of problems, the same problems over and over again, and doing the same practice but not really understanding it because they're just doing rote memorization instead of being involved in the process of learning. I really liked how the book said that personal ridicule, implied or direct, has no place in math instruction. And I think this is really important because some teachers think that it's okay to make little comments about how they didn't like math when they were growing up and now they're teaching it. I just don't think that that's really necessary and good for a positive attitude in the math classroom. So, what I got out of this article that I would use in my classroom is I want to teach first or second grade, and so I would do a lot of group work because I feel like that would motivate the students more and have a positive attitude about different things if they're working on projects together or doing a problem in as a whole math in each group. And so one of the things that I thought about was doing a math play activity, and this would be probably for first grade if we're learning about higher numbers. So I would have plates cut into fours, and on each of the pieces I would have four different versions of the number. And so then all of the plates would be cut up, and I would give three numbers to each group, and they would all have to work together and try and put the pieces back together to create three different plates which have three different numbers. And so this is just a easy way to incorporate a hands-on exercise, but also teach the students that there are multiple ways that you can express a certain number. And on one of the parts of the plate, I would have four different cats to demonstrate the number four. And so they would see, oh, there's four cats, and 1, 2, 3, 4, so that must be with the number four. And so they would set that aside, and they would just keep doing that until they have created all three. Another exercise that I thought would be my ice cream place value match game that I did in my lesson plan last week. And so I just thought that it was a good hands-on activity for the students to do, to learn their place values and different ways to write a number, just kind of like the place value, but the plate activity, but it would be for more second grade age group, and so they would have the ice cream cone with a number on it, and then ice cream scoops at the middle of the table, and they would have 4 ice cream scoops to each cone, and it would be 4 different representations of that number, including like base 10 blocks and cubes that represent that number that they have on their cone. So I really liked this article, and they had a lot of good, effective math instruction strategies. I just named a few of them, but they had a lot. It was like 3 different pages worth. So I think that this article is definitely worth reading for anybody else who wants to read it. Thanks.